Hey everybody, this is Crazy with Crazy Gaming, and welcome back to another episode of Hold Your Own. Now today we had some issues with our audio when we were recording this video. I can go into detail about a bunch of stuff, but it's not going to change anything. And the fact is that it didn't record sound from the game or from my mic, and it was an issue with the sound card. This is a new PC. I'm still making adjustments and things. I had downloaded some stuff from ASUS for my motherboard that actually affected this. I thought I had uninstalled it correctly and I didn't. And so we lost all the audio. So I'm actually dubbing back over this after the fact, so be gentle with me. Anyways, we have an active quest to repair the turbines. That's what we're going to focus on this episode. And so we will do our best to make it a fun video, even though there's no sound except for my voice. But like I said, we're going to drive around and see if we can find the locations of these wind turbines so that we can do that. We already have the materials. We pre-made them. And so we will be seeing how this works out. And I'm just going to kind of narrative, and there will be stretches where I won't do much of anything or say anything, but just know that I'm doing the best I can because I want to get this video on. I don't want to just skip it. I could skip the whole thing and move on to the next one, but that would leave a big gap. So now when we started this mission, and because I taped this already and I know this, we really struggled with a hard time finding the two turbines on our home isle chain of Mortos. Now when I started this, I didn't realize that Mortos wasn't just the island that we were on. It's that whole four island chain, and so we weren't searching in all the islands and such. And so yeah, it got very confusing. But as you can see, I'm adding fuel to the chopper to fill it all the way up because we're going to be doing a lot of flying around, like I said. And so we're taking off and we're going to go looking. I think the first place we're headed to is Colby Island, I think. Oh, I'm trying to remember the order in which things went. Now this first one we'll do the fight along together instead of shorting it. So, but I will be making some edits during this video to edit out the boring long flights and things like that. We did eventually find all 6 spots, but like I said, it was the island chain that we were on that we had the problem. We found one on the smaller southern island. That one was fairly easy, but the other one was very difficult, and we flew around for quite a long stretch trying to locate them because we were not looking on the larger one to the north or the other one to the west. And so it was really frustrating, and I almost gave up on it, but we figured it out. And so once we figured out the island chain was all 4 islands for Mortos, and that we were not limited in just looking on the island that we lived on, we ended up locating it fairly quickly. So this is, I believe, a fairly easy one to find as well. Let's see. I believe we'll be coming up on it shortly here. It's up here in these hills, I believe. Now the windmills are huge, and they generally you would think they would stand out fairly well, but it seems to be that they like to place all of these, most of these ones that we look for are going to be amongst a bunch of trees, so they're hard to see till you get really close. All right. This is not Colby. This is Sparrow, I think. And that's my bad, I wasn't paying attention. Yeah, because there's the swamp. So we're landing, so I'm taking it that we have spotted them. I didn't see them right now when we came down. But otherwise, why would we be landing? Unless we're looking at the quests. It says locate the wind turbines and repair them. There are 6 turbines. 1 on Colby, 2 on the Sparrow, 2 on Dos Muertos, and 1 on didn't see it. Now, there were a set of hints that he gave when he gave us this quest that I wrote down that are really not very helpful in my opinion, but other people may grasp the meanings of them easier than me. Maybe it's me, not the guy who designed it, but I just found them really not as helpful as I thought they could be. They could have been a little more clear and concise. There we go. There's some windmills right there. And I believe we're going to discover here that we don't have the right amount of materials. I mean, we can do this. And I started putting all these in there, and then I realized, wait a second, that's not what we're supposed to do here. And so it's 8, 8, and 8 of the 3 plates, and then it's 40 of the screws. And I only brought 100 screws, so as you can see, that's not going to work. So eventually we're going to end up having to go back to the base to grab some more screws. But I'm going to shorten the painfulness of this. Now this is where I was having a problem because I couldn't figure out how many screws it took, because I knew it couldn't be 8. So I put those in. Oh, I put 16 That's too many. Because I'm not putting in the aluminum, which I needed to figure out. This is just one of those things. I was all discombobulated because of how stressful it became to try to locate these windmills, these wind turbines. And so, I mean, I'm gonna pause. I'm gonna speed this up because this just becomes ridiculously long, me trying to figure this out. So, back in a sec. Okay, so we're back. We got it figured out. We repaired it. So it's 40 screws at each one, which means we're going to need to get some more screws. We'll take care of that. So now we're headed to, I believe, Colby Island. Although there's 2 on here. And I don't remember if we got the second one or not before this. I may have edited it out of the video by accident. I'm not sure. We have 2 on this island and 2 on our home island chain, 1 on Colby, and then another one on, I believe, Takao. Alright, so we're going to do the one on Colby. There they are. It looks like, well, maybe not. It looks like that's them. Well, that's the antenna array. There they are. So we'll be landing here. Now this should be quicker because we now know how to do this. Eventually I end up stacking all this stuff. So it's just, I just hop off and just grab the ones that I need instead of doing this. But we'll forward through this and be right back. Okay, we're back, and as you see, we've got just about all of it done. We're just setting up the screws now. Alright, so that one's, so Colby's done. So I believe now we got to go back to the base so that we can get some more screws, because we didn't stock enough screws. I think we have enough back at the base. And you can see I made a waypoint for it, so that's probably right. Plus it's 9:27, it's almost dark. So we'll head back to the base. I will bring us back when we're all done and ready to take off looking again. Back in a sec. So as you can see, we're back. We are going in here and we created the wind turbine yesterday. We got the materials. Didn't want to make it until we came back on video, and so we made the windmill, and now we are going to take that and place it real quick. There you go. Now we have a working windmill on our property. That's real nice. We'll be going up to check the control panel to see how much power it's giving us. And this is, for those who didn't know, this is how you can check how much your power consumption is and whatnot. We're using 1410, this is 3000, but yet the wind turbine gives 250 watts, but it's not showing as it's working. So I believe we actually have to actively, excuse me, we have to actually approach the windmill and hit E to open it up and turn it on. Now it's on. Now if we go upstairs, we should be able to see that it's activated. And it is. Now the box is checked, so it's given us 250, and so now we have 3,250 of power being generated. And we're using less than half of that, so that's awesome. But of course, if you look on that right side, a lot of stuff is not running. If we had the turbine machine, if we had the turbine machine going, and if we had the metal machine going, and the furnace going, and all that stuff, then those numbers would look a lot different. The point is that when we start running those machines, we don't want them to take away power from the freezer or the fridge if we're using that, because then we start losing food to spoilage, and that's what we're trying to avoid. So we're going to go out and look and see if we can find the rest of these turbines, these wind turbines. And so we did the Colby Island one, the Sparrow we did 2, and Dos Muertos has got 2. I think we've only completed one on the Sparrow, so I'm not sure. But we're going to take off, and I think we decided to look on our own island for these, and I will let that go forward for a bit, but then I'm going to go ahead and fast forward and bring you guys back. I'm going to pause and then bring you guys back when I can edit some of that, because it's probably 40 minutes of flying around trying to find these stupid wind turbines on this island, which they were not located. There is turbines on the smaller island to the south of us, which we eventually figure out and go down and get those. But yeah, there's no wind turbines here anywhere. And so when we find them, I will bring you back. The first set we're going to find is going to be on the island to the south of us, the smaller island, and back in a sec. Okay, so we have located the windmills on the smaller island to the left. They're very easy to find. Once you've crossed the bridge, they're on your left up on a hill. You can see the bridge in the background there. And as you saw, I had all my stuff lined up, so all I had to do was right click everything right over into the box and complete it. And so that's one of 2 that are on these island chain, and we will spend some time hunting for the second one for these islands. That's also going to work into a long drawn out thing, because there again I was hunting on these 2 islands only, which was a mistake. So we will pause again and come back when we find the proper location. Back in a sec. Okay, we're back, and we are on the Sparrow, and we found the second set of windmills there. We kind of gave up on the Dos Muertos windmills, the second set for there at that time. So we had a guard, we killed her and looted her, and then we went on to fix these windmills. And so that's going to complete all 5 except for 1. And the one is going to be the last one is going to be the one that's necessary on Los Muertos. At least I believe, because I know we did 2 here on this island now. We did 1 on Colby, that's 3, and then we did 1 on Dos Muertos on the smaller island. So yeah, this should be, we're down to the last one now. And we had more of a struggle because we searched and searched and searched until, like I say, we finally figured out that the Dos Muertos island chain is 4 islands, not just the one we were living on or the small one down below it. So that being said, we'll come back as soon as we get to, well actually no, we'll just go ahead and roll. We'll roll so you can see the struggles that I went through to find this place, because it was just insane. I'm 66 south. Okay, so this is still the small. Okay, so I must be confused. This is when is that new? All right, so we must be doing the 2 on the Sparrow right now. So we must not have done the one that I thought was the Sparrow earlier. Must have been another one, because I know there's 2 that have 1 and 2 that have 2. So we must have did Colby Island, and then the other one must have been Trakow, and that's the one that we got the other single one on that we thought was on this island. So this is actually the Sparrow, and this is the second set of repairs we're doing. Now we'll have 5. As you can see, we only have 1 row of machine parts left. And so now we'll be heading back over to our island chain, Dos Muertos, to find the last one there. And when we get there and we kind of figure out what's happening, it's crazy. That's all I can say. Now I put that waypoint down there so we can start at the north end of the bridge, because it talks about north past the church at the north end of I-77. I-77 is that long road that runs all the way from the top of the Dos Muertos on the big island all the way down to the bottom of the small island. So I was trying to locate this, following those clues was just really throwing me for a loop. And in actuality, in my opinion, it was incorrect, because it's on I-77 West is where we ended up finding those. And I will show you those when we get there. I'm letting this play a little longer because I'm trying to fill for time. We're only about 23 minutes into the video, and that's kind of short for a video. I'd like it to be at least 35-40 minutes long at minimum. Sometimes I run on longer than an hour, which I don't mind, because I'm putting a lot of content in and information stuff, which stretches the video. So yeah, you know, the description that we were first given with the clues to the location of these things was first done by Stan, I think. I believe it was Stan. And the descriptions that he gave, I had written down. And so, you know, the exact... Let me grab this. The exact description is, or clue is... south past the church on the northern end of I-77. And that's crazy to me, because if I followed south past the church on the north end of I-77, north end of I-77, unless I have my north and south confused, which really doesn't matter, because I looked at the highways where I found them at, and they ended up being, it said on the sign, I-77 West. So, I don't know, you know, and it could be me. I could be totally off and wrong, but it seemed to me that it's actually, we're going this way, but it's behind us now, and it's to the left on that Y. Not towards the mechanic where my brother is, but the other direction, back towards where Jack at the Red Rooster and them were in for my videos earlier in that town. So up on the hill, as you're coming, following that road along, you know, where the cave is, you go past where the cave is and all that, you come to a building, you know, a house and a church right across the street. And that's the church. But that road there says I-77 West on it. So I was confused. Anyway, so we looked around for quite a while, hoping to find the answers, and didn't And so we're going to pause here because I'll be looking for quite a while before I come to it, and then we'll come back when I find it. Okay, as you can see, we've located them. They are on the road. After you come across the bridge from our island, you make a left. You follow that all the way down around like you're going to go to the town that's down on the lower west side of the map, and they are on that road right there. As you can see, the cave for this island on this that's on that sheer cliff is just down below and to the left of us. You can see the bridge way over there in the distance. That goes not to our island, but the other island off this island, and which is where the trader is for us. Alright, so that's it. That's the end of finding those things. Now we are going to go see Jack, I believe. It's either Jack or Stan. Although this looks like the trader. That's the trader below us. And we just flew over. Yeah, it looks like we're going to see Stan or one of those guys. Jack, maybe. Mike, Fred, Steve, Harry, whoever it is. They're over here on the Sparrow or whatever it's called, which is where our weapons trader is. So we're going to land here. Alright, now we'll go see Stan or whoever it is that's over here. It is Stan. I received some intel from an old friend about militia stockpiling supplies and abandoned industrial on Oakland. From what I was told, the gun supplies, ammo, and many other resources are being kept there. If you can get those supplies in our possession, it would greatly assist us. Keep your eyes open. It is probably well defended by guards. So that's the place I was talking about where I found the AK and the sniper and the shoddy, and then it also had parts, enough parts to make a second shoddy if we wanted. It also had vests. There are 3 gun safes over there that we're supposed to go through, along with having some military crates and stuff. And so that's where this quest is gonna send us to. It says found crates 5, found safes 0 of 3. So that's the active quest. Take it all is it's called. So we'll be heading there next, and I will start us back up when we get there. Back in a sec. Okay, so we've landed over here on Congolita. There's the tunnel that leads to the bunker. As you remember, we talked about it before, I think, in another video about it requires a key card to get in. We don't have one, so unless that's changed, nope. Key card required to enter. So yeah, we can't do that. So above up here is where this base is, I think we're supposed to go to. And actually I know that's the place we're supposed to go to because, like I said, I recorded this and having to dub it again. This with no sound. We have made an episode after this and had the sound issue fixed, so this is not going to be a problem anymore, hopefully. I'm thinking these guys are guards, not just regular militia, which means they're going to be hard to kill. Which, you know, some people just have a hard time grasping those facts, such as me. I shot her multiple times. If you watch my health down in the lower left, you're going to see that I'm going to be in trouble here in a second. Look at that. Now, that should have never happened. There's no excuse for that. Comfortable in my own skin is what caused that. So now we have to respawn. And we have to go all the way back over there and try and find our stuff. and hopefully finish the mission. We can't recall our helicopter, our helicopter, because there's no way to do that, so we're going to have to take the boat to get back over there. Oh, what a joy. That's the first time I've died in the game, and I can't remember how long. There's no excuse for dying. If I'd have been paying attention, I could have backed up and healed up real quick and realized that their firepower was awesome and way better than mine. Just can't believe I died like that. Pretty silly. Anyways, yeah, we'll pick this back up when we get over there. Back in a sec. So, unfortunately, as I was editing this video, I realized I had paused after I was killed, and it wasn't a pause, it stopped recording, and when I hit the pause button, when I wanted to start picking up where we left off, it actually didn't do anything. So we kind of missed the end of this episode where I go up and I raid the place that we're heading to over here. All I can tell you is there's a bunch of boxes up there where I got killed in the building there. I did retrieve all my stuff and ended up completing the mission at night. Never even seen a guard the whole time, so under the cover of darkness might be the best time to do that. That being said, I want to wholly apologize that we're not going to be able to see that part of the video to complete that part of the video. We did complete the quests, as you will see in the next video. I don't have anything to say. I don't know what to say. I just, I mean, I'm under a lot of pressure. I'm struggling with this new computer, and I'm dealing with a bunch of glitches and things that has made my life miserable because I had a nice smooth system going until all the problems with my old computer started happening. So, ask for your forgiveness and your kindness, and still like the video. We got a lot covered in this video. And hopefully we'll get a bunch covered in the next video. We'll do 2 or 3 quests in the next video to hopefully make up for it. As you can see on the screen, my backpack is bouncing, so it's right over there, and I am going to be able to retrieve it and complete the mission. And I just want to say thanks for watching. Hit the like button if you liked it. Hit comments, suggestions, criticisms, which I'm sure some are coming. Hit the bell so you can get notification, and we will be back tomorrow to do another episode. Thanks for watching, and this is Crazy with Crazy Gaming, and we'll say bye for now.